Sunrise in the low country can be dark and heavy, darling, thick enough to swallow a person whole, like the humid velvet of a theater curtain that refuses to rise. We have lived so long in the long, dark night that our eyes have grown accustomed to the shadows dancing on the peel and wallpaper of our history. But on this 16th day of January, in the year of our Lord 2026, something shifted in the atmosphere. A certain lightness, a crystalline fracturing of the gloom that felt less like weather and more like a visitation. She is 80 years old now, our saint of the Smokies, and she has brought us a gift that smells of rain-washed pine and the fierce, terrifying honesty of a woman who has outlived her ghosts. It began with a piano, played by David Foster with a touch so delicate it could have been the heartbeat of a bird trapped in a parlor. And then that voice, a voice that has traveled from the dirt floor cabins of the mountains to the gilded halls of our imaginations. In 1976, she wrote these words while crying on the shoulder of a dusty road, breaking the chains of a man who thought he owned her song. But today, the song has changed its skin. It is no longer just a divorce from a partner. It is a survival of the soul. She has walked through the valley of the shadow since her car passed on, and when she sings of the morning now, it isn't the easy sunshine of a postcard. It is the hard-won light that only comes after you have sat in the dark and refused to be consumed by it. She did not come to the mountaintop alone this time. She called a council, a gathering of the sisters, as if to say that the South is not a single story told in a lonesome holler. There was Reba, the matriarch, her voice like fine bourbon aged in charred oak, steady and royal. There was the girl Miley, the rebel, whose rasp carries the fire of the new world, tempered by the legacy she shares with Dolly herself. And little Laney, the protege, bringing the grit of the earth and the wide-open promise of the fields. But oh, my dear, it was the presence of Queen Latifah that truly broke the seal. To hear that deep, soulful resonance mingling with the high, lonesome sound of the hills, it was a reckoning. It was the South finally looking in the mirror and admitting that the gospel of the red clay belongs to the black mother as much as the mountain daughter. It was a greater South, a communal house where the porch is wide enough for everyone to sit and watch the sun come up. When the Christ Church choir let out that holy holler, it wasn't just music, it was a song of deliverance. It was the Cherokee rhythm of the world turning, the cycle of the seasons where the frost must always, eventually give way to the sprout. They tell us we are a people of blood and soil, a people of decay and Southern Gothic tragedies, but this is the literature of hope. It is the steel magnolia's manifest, the woman who looks like a fragile bloom but possesses a spine of forged iron. We are sentimental people, it's true, and the critics may sniff at the sweetness of it all, but there is a grit beneath the sugar. Every cent of this glory goes to the healing of children, to the hospital that bears the name of our own, because in this part of the world we look after our own. The morning is here, darling. It is a clear blue morning, and the light is not punishing, it is divine. We have survived the night, the grief and the divisions that threaten to tear the lace of our society. We have watched a mountain girl turn her life into a universal epic of endurance, and at 80, she stands as the architect of our grace. The sun is rising over the marshes and the mountains alike, and for the first time in a very long time, we can see exactly where we are going.